Welcome to the Starcade tutorial. This is the single player mode for Starcade the micro game. This game comes with 3 distinct game modes. It's going to have the solo player mode, which was designed as a single player game, the 1 to 3 player PvP mode, and a 1 to 3 player co-op mode. So in this video we're just going to go through the single player mode, and for the PvP mode and the co-op mode there'll be separate videos. So the main part of this is you have your ship, and it's got 3 systems. It's got a targeting system here, and it's got engineering and shields. Shields are your life. Engineering are points you can spend during the game to kind of manage your resources, and your targeting allows you to reroll your attack die. You're going to be facing off against a swarm of aliens. You have the drone ships here in these 3 cards, and then a mothership, which is the boss for the fight. Up here you have some items and ship upgrades you can buy. You also have we have some victory points here to work with. They come in denominations of 1, 3, and 5. And then there's also some reroll tokens here that you can earn after you beat the waves of cards, and then the dice that we're playing with. So you start off with 2 reroll points to spend, and then you're going to start off with 6 shields and 6 engineering points. Now for the shield, the number showing on the top is the amount of life you have left, but the numbers on the sides are going to be what the drones are going to be shooting at. So these will be your defense values depending on which way you orient the dice. So here we have the top. If they roll a 1 or 2, they're going to hit you from that direction. 3 or 4 is going to be the front, and a 5 or 6 is going to be from the bottom. Now the size of the dice facing each of these is going to be the number they have to beat in order to actually hit your ship. So there is always kind of a weak number on the back, and that's the optimal way you want to spend the dice. But if you're feeling like they might roll a certain way, you can spin it whichever way you want and kind of deflect the shields, kind of power up whichever side you'd like. There's 3 more dice, so one of them will be your attack. It's the purple in this set. The black will be what part of the ship they're going to shoot you, and the red will be for how powerful. That is noted here on the card. So you've got the black die is the location, the red die is their power. They've got 2 shields, well, 2 defense, and each one of these drones has their own shields. So 3 life each, and each one you have to beat a 2 to hit them. In this game you always have to beat the numbers shown. That way I didn't have to write like 3 plus. So it's just beat the 2. Here they have to beat your defenses. So there's 3 ships to beat here. Each one here is worth 1 victory point each after you beat them. Oops. The second wave, each ship is worth 2 victory points each. And the last ship, the last drones are worth 3 victory points each, because they progressively get harder and harder to hit. So these you have to roll a 3 or better. You have to beat a 2. Here you have to beat a 3. Here you have to beat a 4. Now once you get to the mothership, she is going to steal your targeting die, and you'll roll it. It'll become bonus shields for her. So she's got 6 built in plus whatever you roll, and then you will be able to fight her at 3 different modes. So the number you have to roll against her changes depending on how hard you'd like to fight her, and you can decide that when you get to this battle. So if you're hobbling there, you might want to find it on the easiest mode, but that'll only reward you with 1 victory point. Medium is 5 victory points, and the hardest mode is 10 victory points. So this is kind of how the game's set up. You can earn reroll tokens for the engineering. Once you beat this one, you'll get that, and that'll allow you to reroll this. Now this can be spent if you're going to take a hit. If they rolled whatever location they roll at, if they roll a high number, a 6, let's say, they're definitely going to hit you. You can spend one of these points to lower that. So that's one way to do it, and that's called a deflection. So you could spend one to deflect, or you could spend a point to reroll your targeting. This allows you to reroll your attack dice. So we're going to scoop up the dice and roll and see what we get. Alright, so this is going to hit there, so we can flip over one of the victory points, and that's going to do 1 damage there. And so they're going to hit the bottom for only a power of 3. We've got a 4 showing there, so they missed. Scoop it up and roll again. So we're definitely going to hit there. So another damage on that one. They're rolling to the 5 or 6. We got a 4. They got a 4. It's a push. So we do not take the damage, and we just keep on rolling. And so it's really quick to pick it up once you start looking at the 3. We got a 5 there. We're going to take a damage. I'm going to spin it down. This was at 6. For the example, I rolled it down 1. So we're actually going to move it down now when we'll take a hit. So we will deflect that. So this moved down from 6 to 5. And then I could scoop it up and roll again. So a 3 or 4, we got a 5 showing, so we're pretty safe there. We missed. Now I could spend 1 point here to re-roll this. A hit. So now this one's defeated, and we've earned a victory point. So that drone is down, and we're gonna move on to the fighting the second one. So it gets pretty quick once you start rolling the dice. Very quickly you'll start seeing like, oh, okay, a 2. I've got a 3 showing there. It's gonna hit me. Boom, we're down to spinning another engineering point. It's like, Scotty, reroute the power to, the front deflectors. That's kind of the theme part of that. So we've got a hit here, so we're putting a 1 hit on the second drone there. Scoop this up and roll. And so to the second, they're gonna hit us again. So we're losing engineering points here pretty quickly. And it is a hit. So the first drone is, kind of easy to work our way through. We can buy back, I'll run you through some of the items. We can buy back one of our shields for 3 victory points. And then that flips this over. And then this is a prototype, so right now the symbol shows that it costs you engineering points to buy more shields back, but it's actually going to be victory points. So you'll be able to use victory points to buy back more shields throughout the game. But if you burn through all your victory points, you'll either run out and you can't buy any more shields, or you're going to end the game with, next to nothing. So that'll be a choice you'll have to make throughout the game. So that's one of the items. The other one you can buy for 4 victory points is going to be a +1 to your attack. And then if you ever want to flip that over, it costs you 10, but you get +2 to all your rolls. So kind of a meaty investment, but it's going to really increase your chances to hit the enemies, which can be great against fighting the boss on hard mode. And then the last one, for 8 points, you get 5 engineering points. Just you get to buy it. It's a great conversion rate. And then the back is for the multiplayer game. So the back, this one doesn't. This is the only item token that does not flip over because it's needed in another part of another game mode. So you just keep scooping up the dice and rolling, and you'll see kind of what happens. We did another damage here. A 1's never going to hit you, so you can just scoop it up and roll again. And I wanted to keep the pace of this pretty fast. And as you can see, we're already charging through here, so I'll skip ahead. We've defeated all these. We've earned this token. This just kind of fast forwarding the game. Let's pretend we blew through this one. So that one's actually out. We've got some victory points here to spend. We've got the reroll token. So I'll just run you through some of the engineering. So let's say we did want to spend one of these to reroll this so that we can get, whoops, try not to knock my dice around. We can get more of our attack rerolls back, which are very helpful. So kind of want to keep this loaded all the time. If you don't have rerolls on this, you're giving up potential deflections. This will really help. So let's say we deflect a couple more times. Now this is at 0, so it's actually off the board. We can spend the first reroll that we earned from defeating the first wave. We'll spend that. Get to reroll this. 5. It's a great roll. So we're going to keep plugging along here. And then you plug your way through these. The next wave actually has a bonus to some attack. So they're going to hit you. They're going to have +1 to their red die roll when they're attacking you from the front. So they have that bonus. The hard drones have a +1 to the top and the bottom of your ship. So all the red attack die get pluses to that. And then the mothership, she has a +1 to all of her reds, no matter which mode you fight her on. So that's always like that. So you can wipe through all of those, claim victory, or defeat if you die beforehand. If you claim the victory, see how many victory points you have left at the end. Record that somewhere, play again, try to beat that. So that's the solo player mode for Starcade. Thanks for checking it out.